And now for something completely different. This is how I imagine John Cleese from Monty Python would introduce this talk, if he had a chance, of course. Hi, my name is Łukasz, and I will talk about the importance of being open in the context of innovation. More than 10 years ago, I joined Nokia in Wrocław, and I proudly take part in creating the technology to connect the world. At the same time, I have a pleasure to be a member of Nokia Garage band in Wrocław. We take care of Nokia Garage, which we opened this summer. You may think, okay, why innovation? Why openness in innovation? Why openness is important? To me, openness, being open, is the most important thing in the context of innovation. And the reason is that this is on one hand said hard thing, really. And when you actually have it on different levels, which I will talk about in a moment, then you really can have extraordinary results. This is openness to yourself, to your own ideas, to share your ideas with others, openness to other people, other organizations maybe, their ideas and their points of view. So, yeah, let's go with that. 3 key points that I would like to touch regarding openness will be visible in a moment, but first I have a question to you. Who of you believe that you are creative? Please raise your hand. Okay, quite good. I would say 50%. Nice. And who of you believe you are not creative? Okay, there are some. Okay, interesting results as well. Why not? My claim is that creativity is a skill. What it means, it can be learned, mastered. And it requires from you openness on a level that doesn't require interactions with people. You just need to be open to the idea that it's a skill. The other level of openness that requires already interactions with people is when you decide to team up with others. And then you share different points of view, you can discuss, and from these discussions you can really do amazing things. The third level of being open is openness of different organizations. So this is about access to problems and needs. Different problems and needs exist in different environments, and sometimes you need to actually connect people from different environments together so that, but I will not spoil, I will tell you later. I would like to start with 2 concepts that impacted the most my thinking about interactions between people. And I start with people because actually I'd say that people are important in this game, really the most important. And first concept, a map is not a territory. Question, who of you have heard, knows about that? Raise your hand, please. Okay, 1 person, so I'd say that less than 10%. Good, so you may learn something new. This is a concept that was in 1930s introduced by Alfred Korzybski, and this is widely used in neurolinguistic programming. You maybe heard of neurolinguistic programming. Yes? No? Yes, okay, more people, thanks. Why this is important? So what does it mean, actually? A map is not a territory. What Alfred meant is that the thinking about your thoughts about reality are not the reality itself. In other words, model of a system, or a generalization, I'm a system engineer, so why not? Model of a system is not the system itself. And it's valid as long as, its complexity is on a level that allows you to really make right decisions. In people, it's very important that each person have a slightly different understanding of the reality, their own idea filtered by their senses, based on their past experiences. And it may be not easily visible. It's visible when you share ideas between people, when you talk. It can be visible there. But for now, so this is a concept that I encourage you to check if you find it interesting. But for now, let's take only the part that people are different, they are diverse. And this is the important aspect that I want to touch. The other very important thing that impacted the way I'm thinking about interactions is wealth dynamics. Have any one of you heard about wealth dynamics? Okay, so this is a system of psychometric tests that can tell you what profile you are, right? So what does it mean? It means that each person is different, but there are potential categories. You can create a model, and certain people fit in different categories better than into other categories. I don't want to go into details because of lack of time, but what I want to say is that first, this model, which introduces 8 profiles, so-called, from creator through star, supporter, deal maker, trader, accumulator, lord, and mechanic, they describe certain behaviors of people, certain types of people that you may feel connected with, that this is really your thing. So basically on the bottom, you see, and this is me, trader, you see people that are deep to the ground. They are rooted, they are thinking realistically, you could say, and on the top, it's the opposite, kind of, creator, and it's a person that is good at creating new ideas, but it's kind of bad at actually finishing what they started. So the people on the right are people that are extrovert. They are great at relations between people, meeting people. They are people smart. And this profile on the left, which is represented here by Lord, is a profile that is more introvert, and it's very good at details. And from my experience in engineering world, there are many lords, I can tell you. But why this is important in context of innovation? Because of 2 facts. So having people with different points of view gives you a different perspective, as maybe some of you have been on the previous lecture, and there was a thing called collective intelligence. So I'd say that this is something that can be taught about collective intelligence, that you have a group of people and they are able to come up with more ideas, or they are in theory more intelligent than the most intelligent person from the group. What is so that's a good thing. A bad thing is that those people do not communicate very well with each other, or they don't understand their points of view very well, meaning that the people on the right, they are people that would like to, and they really like to talk to people. They like to be outside. And the people on the left don't really. They prefer systems. They prefer creating systems that work without them. So these are completely different points of view. So an example is that my wife is a creator. And in the context of innovation, why it's important? It's important because a creator is someone that, just is able to come up with many ideas. And I'm a person that immediately looks at the idea and says what he thinks about it. And what I want to say in a moment is that it's not good for creativity, for this creative process, to do it immediately. Yeah, so that's for you. You can check that later if you like, or you can approach me after this talk if you would like to have more information about that. About creativity is a skill. There are approaches coming back to this different types of people. There are people that are not naturally creative. So one way is to, check how they do it. And actually neuro-linguistic programming does that by modeling people's behavior. And there's, for instance, a model of how Walt Disney did it, how he was creative. And NLP created certain model how to do it as Walt Disney. This is one way to go. There are many tools. I will not speak about these tools. You can check on your own what you like. I mean, you just write creativity and that's it. But I will tell you what is most important for me and what works for me. I believe this is something that is universal, but again, there are different people, so maybe for you it will not be universal. One thing I mentioned already, postpone the judgment of ideas. So I think this is a rule maybe that is known, I guess, to you in case you have brainstorming. And why this is important? This is important because when you are in this creative flow of creating ideas, and then you suddenly switch to the flow that you judge ideas, you already, this is, context switching, that's one thing, but this is really something that is, from my experience, not very fruitful for this constructive process. So what works for me, at least, and you can check if it works for you, just if you are in this phase that you really think about new things and would like to define new ideas, just do it until you don't feel like it. And then jump to judging ideas. At least I found this way to be better. Allow yourself for crazy, unrealistic ideas. This is something that we have this kind of game at work with my team that we have never agreed that it will be the game. We have never agreed that it has rules, but it so happened that once in a while we talk about some technical issue, and during giving ideas, we already know that they are, like shooting from a cannon to a mosquito. But still we go with the ideas, and it really proves to be good, at least at generating many ideas. And third, and maybe the most important, is be prepared to capture ideas when they appear. Because, at least for me, they sometimes appear when I drive a car, and then you don't really you can't really take your notebook and write something. But I recommend having a notebook with you, or a smartphone for that matter, because it also allows you for audio recordings. So audio recordings are something that works for me quite well. But hey, figure out what works for you, because you may be a different profile, could say. And why this is important? Because certain people write books in certain way, and if this book is written in a way that is in line with your natural flow, maybe you'll digest it very good. And other people will tell you, okay, this book is very good. But actually, it may be so that it's not good for you because you prefer different type of information delivered in a bit different way. Nokia Garage. This is a place where we connect people with ideas to people that don't have ideas but have skills to actually implement these ideas. And this is the part where you can team up with a team that not only has different skills and viewpoints, but maybe someone is not really interested or doesn't know how to implement the idea. So just team up. And the input to the innovation process for me is a reasonable problem. Why reasonable? Problem because with such processes, the issue is that maybe garbage in, garbage out. So if you have a problem that is not well defined, in the end, your solution may not be really well defined as well. If you don't have the opportunity to join us in Wrocław, you always have platforms that are online, like Open Ecosystem Network, for instance. And then there are challenges from different companies, large and small companies. And this environment allows you to work, cooperate together online. And my time is up. Thank you that you decided to spend part of your lunch break with me and enjoy the rest what Code Dive has to offer. Thanks.